In this fifth episode of our discussions on life, we will be seeing and discussing two topics on happiness and illusion. Happiness. Happiness is a mental or emotional state of well-being characterized by positive or pleasant emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy. So it is an emotional state which is characterized by pleasant emotions ranging from contentment and intense joy. So, but we will not be going into theories. I am not going to harangue you with theories, but quote you two Zen stories which will reveal to you the meaning. The first story is each to his own destiny. A samurai warrior who was known for his nobility and honesty went to visit a Zen monk to ask advice. However, the moment he entered the temple where the master was praying, he felt inferior and concluded that in spite of having fought for justice and peace all his life, he had not even come near the state of grace achieved by the man before him. Why do I feel so inferior? He asked. As soon as the monk finished his prayers, he asked the monk, I have faced death many times, have defended those who are weak. I know I have nothing to be ashamed of. Nevertheless, upon seeing you meditating, I felt that my life had absolutely no importance whatsoever. The monk told him, wait, once I have attended to all those who have come to see me today, I shall answer you. The samurai spent the whole day sitting in the temple gardens, watching the people go in and out in search of advice. He saw how the monk received them all with the same patience and the same illuminated smile on his face. But his enthusiasm soon began to wane, since he had been born to act, not wait. That is the job of a samurai warrior, always to defend or to fight the enemies. Sitting idle is a punishment for them. At nightfall, when everyone had gone, he demanded, Now, can you teach me? He asked the monk. The master invited him in and led him into his room. The full moon shone in the sky, and the atmosphere was one of the profound tranquility. The monk asked the samurai warrior, Do you see the moon? How beautiful it is. It will cross the entire sky, and tomorrow the sun will shine again. But sunlight is much brighter. It can show all the details of landscape around us, trees, mountains, clouds. I have contemplated on this for 2 years, and I have never heard the moon say, Why do I not shine like the sun? Is it because I am inferior? Of course not, the samurai answered. The moon and the sun are different things. Each has its own beauty. You cannot compare the two. The monk told him, So you know the answer. We are two different people, each fighting in his own way for that which he believes, and making it possible to make the world a better place. The rest are mere appearances. So that's it. We are an individual who is capable in our own ways. We have to make what is best possible by us to live happily and to make others live happily. If we are going to compare with others about what others are doing, then it is not going to help in any way, because each one is different and each one has their own talents, their own behaviors, their own attitudes. So that is the moral of this story. The search for happiness has been motive behind man's all efforts. The majority of mankind is satisfied with gratification of senses. Yeah, that's what we all do. We think happiness comes once we gratify our senses, whether it is food or whatever. We think more money, everything brings happiness. The senses, once are satisfied, we will be happy. Again and again, this is repeated. So we will see another story, the search for happiness. A Zen master and his followers were returning to their village from a day, walking in the forest, when they came across an old woman in the road, crawling on her hands and knees. So what are you doing? They asked her. She replied, I am looking for a needle that I dropped. So they told, many of us are here, we can help you find it before the light fades and it becomes completely dark. Can you tell us exactly where you lost it? And we can start looking there. Oh, she replied, I hoped you will not ask that, because to be honest, I lost it inside my house. They were astonished. They were asking, then why are you searching here in the road if you are lost it in the house? Well, she replied, it's so dark inside my house. I have no lights, no electricity. So I'll never find it there. At least outside I can see well enough. There is some moonlight. I can look for it. The disciples were stunned. They had always thought the old woman is a little strange, and this is proved beyond all doubt now. They chuckled to themselves at the stupidity of what they had just heard as they carried on walking towards their village. But their masters stopped them. You are laughing at her, but don't you see that? That is what all of you are doing. You spend your lives seeking happiness on the outside, in possessions, in activities, in others. Sometimes you may think you have found it, only to see it quickly fade away, like water through your fingers. But in your craziness, you just carry on searching outside. That's not where you lost it. So you will never find it there. You too must look inside for happiness, because that is where you lost it. Your happiness is inside you. It is not lost either, only waiting within to be discovered. Climb it now and choose to be happy. It is always a choice. So where is our happiness? Our happiness is not outside. It's inside. If you are searching outside, we will not be getting it, because happiness is inside and we have never lost it. We have only clouded it with our mind. So discover it within yourself, then we will be happy. Sat Chit Anand. Sat is existence, Chit is consciousness or intelligence, and Ananta is bliss. So we will go to next part of our discussion about illusion. because happiness very much is linked with illusion. So what is an illusion? An illusion is a distortion of the senses, revealing how the brain normally organizes and interprets sensory stimulation. While illusions distort reality, they are generally shared by most people. About life spiritually, there are two extreme views of everything in this world. Two extreme views, that is, everything in this world is real, and for salvation you have to move from here to somewhere else. That is the normal view we have. We think we'll have to make it to a better place, better position in life. So we will have to move from here to somewhere else. Life, as we know, is a constant movement. The other point of view is that the whole world is illusion and reality is here and now once you are aware of the illusion. So we are in a predicament. Everyday life is real to us. We are alive, we go to work, earn money, have family, and we have pain and pleasure. So what's true? That's the Zen story. Nothing exists. One monk, Yamaoka Teshu, was an young student of Zen, visited one master after another. He called upon a master called Dokuan of Shokoku, desiring to show his attainment, the knowledge he has gained, wandering from one master to another. He said, the mind, the Buddha, the sentient beings, after all, do not exist. The true nature of phenomena is emptiness. There is no realization, no delusion, no sage, no mediocrity. There is no giving and nothing to be received. So he told as if he has attained the realization and nothing matters except the realization. Everything is illusory. The master Dokuan, who was smoking quietly listening to this, said nothing, but suddenly he gave a good beating to Yamaoka with his bamboo pipe. This made the youth quite angry. If everyone will get angry, if you get beaten up by somebody, you will get angry. So the youth was also quite angry. Then the master Dokuan asked Yamaoka, the disciple, if nothing exists, where did this anger come from? That is the reality. The world as we see it is in a way real. Advaita defines it in a different way. As per Hindu philosophy, Advaita philosophy, illusion is something which is not true and not false. Whereas in general usage, it is common to assume that illusion is false. Hindu philosophy makes a distinction between Maya, that is illusion, and falsehood. In terms of this philosophy, Maya is true in itself, but it is not true in comparison with the truth. Like all monisms, Vedanta posits a distinction between relatively and absolutely real, and a theory of illusion to explain their paradoxical relationship. Their apparent separation is illusory fissure deriving from ignorance and maintained by superimposition. Hinduism says we are all aware that dreams are real in the dream state until you wake up. Some way, whatever is happening now looks real in the waking state, but only the underlying consciousness of all the three states of waking, sleep, and dream alone is real. Ramana Maharishi explains this. There is only one state, that of consciousness or awareness or existence. The three states of waking, dream, and sleep cannot be real. They simply come and go. The real will always exist. The I or existence that alone persists in all the three states is real. So, illusion in an absolute sense is not real, but in a relative sense, in our day-to-day life, it is real. It's ever changing. What is unchanging, whatever is behind our experiences, is the consciousness. You call it I or Atman or whatever it is, that alone is real. It is there in all the states, waking, dream or sleep. So that alone is real. So we will continue our journey in the next episode. Please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon. So we will continue. Thank you.